And falling prices and an aging society in Korea have prompted many economists to draw parallels with Japan, which has suffered from decades of lost growth. Experts say if Korea wants to avoid the fate of its neighbor, it needs to speed up structural reforms before it's too late. Song Ji-sun has this next report.
Several key economic indicators, though more than 2 decades apart, are strikingly similar. For Japan, it was 1989 when growth slowed to 0% range shortly before becoming an aging society. It's like deja vu across the East Sea. Korea's fertility rate, the average number of children a woman has in her lifetime, has hovered around 1.2 in the past 4 years. That's well below the threshold of 2.1 needed to maintain the current population level. The poor fertility rate comes at a time Korea is being hit by the double whammy of low growth and a rapidly aging population. If Korea does follow the footsteps of Japan and enter a long-term slump, it's expected to take a harder blow than Japan did. That's because Korea's pension program and safety nets are not as comprehensive as Japan's were. Retirees and those preparing for their later years will cut back in spending, in turn fueling deflation and creating a vicious cycle. Economists say to prevent a long-term recession, reforms are needed, especially in the labor and manufacturing sectors. The government will also have to seek more flexible and efficient policies.
The reason Japan could not counter a recession was that their measures were too short-sighted. In order not to follow Japan's footsteps, Korea's reform and restructuring must be aimed at securing growth engines in the long term, which could raise its growth potential.
To realize that potential, economists say priority must be given to creating more jobs for the younger generation before extending the retirement age. Experts point out that Korea has one competitive edge at the moment. Its asset bubble is not as severe as Japan's. But they say reforms are needed now and needed quickly. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.